Today I'm excited to share Lunar Skyline from Dead Alive Games. Now, you may be familiar with their game Lunar Rush, and this game does take place in the same universe, but it is a standalone game with completely different mechanics. And a huge thanks to our friends at Dead Alive Games for sending us their little prototype and giving us an opportunity to share our thoughts about it with all of you. Now, remember, since this is a prototype, the final version may look a little different than what you see here, and also keep in mind, all the thoughts and opinions that we share here today with you are completely our own. So today we are giving you 5 reasons why Lunar Skyline may be for you. So let's kick things off with the most obvious and the simplest reason: you like trick-taking games. Now, Lunar Skyline will fit very nicely into your collection of trick-taking games. It is for 2 to 6 players, which is a great option. Take The Crew, for example. That is for 3 to 5 players, and we just don't get to play it as often since it's usually just 2 of us or our game group of 6. Now, I hear you out there questioning this working for 2 players thing. Hang tight and I will get to that. But first, I want to talk about reason number 2. So reason number 2, Lunar Skyline may be for you. You're looking for games that are different from others that you already have on your shelf. If you're anything like us, shelf space is a bit of a hot commodity around here. So even though I like a lot of games, I try not to have too many similarities taking up space. And Lunar Skyline isn't quite like other games I have on my shelf. I only have one other trick-taking game that works for 2 players, and that's because it was specifically designed for 2 players. Now, like I mentioned earlier, Lunar Skyline is for 2 to 6 players, and that works for a lot of different gaming sessions. So something that's pretty unique are the double suited cards. Now, each round, the card that you play has to match one of the 2 suits on the card that was led. You're going to hear me mention that several times. This is what gives you a lot of that strategic depth, which leads me right into reason number 3. So, reason number 3 that Lunar Skyline may be for you is you like games that are easy to teach but have a lot of strategic depth. After dealing hands to each player, everyone chooses a card from that hand to act as their bid. Now, that number represents the number of tricks that they think they'll be able to win this round. The suit icons determine which suits will give you bonus points during scoring. So, like most other trick-taking games, the round starts where someone plays a card and everyone else around the table plays a matching suit if they're able. So, what's really cool about that double suited piece is it's just a little bit different than what you're used to. The card that you play only has to match at least one of them. So, you're going to try to play that, you're going to try to match what's in the lead, and then if you're unable to do that, then you get to do something that's called smuggling, and you're going to move that to your resource area. Now, down here, that counts towards your bid. Now, while this can help you meet your bid, it can also easily make you go over your bid. And if you go over, then you get to take a penalty point deduction for each trick or smuggled card over your bid. Now, there is a reward for making your bid each turn as well. And once you make that bid, you can choose from one of the available contract bonus cards. And these will often give you extra points for specific resources and things like that. The gameplay is fast and forces you to make really quick decisions. And while you're trying to win tricks, you also have to consider how the card you just played could benefit your opponent. The person who wins the trick decides how to stack the cards and place them in their resource area. So for scoring, you only count the symbols on the very top card of each trick. So if the card that you just played matches either or both of the symbols on their bid card, they can just make that their very top card of the trick and score more points. So this is a game where you really do need to pay attention as to what the other players are doing and what they're bidding. Now, this is where I want to give a special mention to the 2-player variant. Gameplay changes just a little bit by having you play 2 cards instead of 1 on each round. And that seems very simple, but this is really fun. We played it at different player counts, but we are big fans of how this plays at 2. It was a really huge selling point for us. Since I'm playing 2 cards each round, I feel like it really gave the game even more depth. Mostly just because how maybe I can set things up. Maybe I try to play low and then think I'm going to swoop in with my second card to win the trick. Or maybe I'm trying to set myself up so that I can smuggle cards when my hand is starting to get low so I can make my bid. I was honestly surprised by the amount of strategy that this game has to play. I just didn't expect that in a trick-taking game. The joke was totally on me. Why else would make you want to get this game? Well, let's talk about reason number 4. It has a really small footprint, meaning it's pretty easy to take with you places and play. Now, this is a prototype copy, but unless they make it jumbo size, I don't really see this changing very much. And they are packing a ton of stuff into this small box. And even if maybe this box is still too much for you, you can pull out the cards, put them in a baggie or maybe even a deck box and take it with you. And it doesn't take up a ton of room on the table either. So I think this could easily come with you to a restaurant or a brewery if you go there to hang out. I would even dare to say that you could play it on those little fold down trays on an airplane if you're playing with 2 or 3 people. 6 people across aisles and front to back, yeah, that probably won't work. But 2 or 3, I think you could make it work. Along these same lines is reason number 5. It's price point. Now, the standard edition starts at $16 and the deluxe edition starts at $24. I can't even go to the movies anymore for $24. And this game's going to give you hours and hours of entertainment at a really low cost. So combine that with, honestly, the stellar quality that we typically see from Dead Alive games, and I mean, you have yourself a deal. You will easily get your money's worth here. And at this price point, it was just really a no-brainer for me. So let's recap. If you like trick-taking games that are different from other things on your shelf, are easy to teach but still have some depth, are super portable, and are come in at a really affordable price point, then I think you know what you need to do. So I hope that helps your decision on supporting this great little game, as well as a great indie publisher that we really enjoy. We'll include a link to the Kickstarter in the description so you can head on over and check it out. If you happen to be watching this after the Kickstarter, we'll include a link to their website so you can find a copy, and make sure you're checking at your local FLGS as well and give them a little support too. It's possible that the retail costs may be higher than the Kickstarter price, but it is still worth it. We gave you 4 other reasons to try it out. So, rewatch the video if you forget. And that does it for this video. Thanks for watching, and be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel if you enjoyed it. Until next time, thanks!